This is The Last of Us, Naughty Dog's first new and interesting IP that they've released in a while. I've played most of the Naughty Dog's games in the past, and out of most of the games that they've released, this is probably the only one that gets me excited. Emotional, even. There are games that get me interested, and I have fun playing them, but very few games get me excited. The story. The story is good, but loses some of its charm after multiple playthroughs. The story itself is static. One path, one narrative, one ending. If you're like me and have played through the multiple difficulties, you might not care anymore. But if this is your first time playing, then get ready for a great time because the writing is fantastic, the acting is up there, and you might get attached to these characters after only a few hours. We have a man that's lost everything, a girl that knows nothing, and a world filled with one nasty fungal infection. Other than that, I can't really say because, well, spoilers. The first playthrough is great, but don't expect anything more than that, unless you're the type of person who likes to go to the theater for the 11th time to watch a movie that you thought was excellent. The controls are simple to learn and easy to master. The controls follow the same formula used in generally most third-person shooters. The shoulder buttons are used for aiming, shooting, sprinting, or using an item, and listening, which we'll just throw under as your special ability. The D-pad is used to access your utility menu for crafting items. The face buttons are used for simple contextual maneuvering, melee combats, etc. The controls are a staple in what makes this game fun and exciting. 3. The multiplayer is great and the combat is amazing. It's exciting. In very few games, like I said, gets me excited. The combat, the killing, the slaying of my foes in multiple fashions is visceral. And that really comes forward in the multiplayer. Maybe it's the crisp audio, the sounds of clothes and fibers rustling as I try to dash my way behind an enemy for that satisfying shiv kill, or maybe it's the give I feel when I down an opponent with a heavy hunting rifle. Who knows, but this game really sets the bar for third-person shooters when it comes to combat. It will be a long time before I play any third-person shooter that feels this satisfying. 4. The sound. The sound effects are excellent, but they're not perfect. The voice acting is spot on, and the music just fits. The sound in this game is definitely crisp, but I would have preferred if Naughty Dog used a little bit more work on the transitioning between sounds in the environment. It's a bit nitpicky, but a small example of this would be when you're basically just walking through merging areas of the world. 1 minute I'm walking through a clutter of debris which sounds delicious, through a floor covered with some broken bits of drywall and paper to a clear wooden floor with the only sound coming through being the yummy crispy clunks of moving through debris and then the footsteps of a hardwood floor. You may think this is annoyingly picky, but great sound design can polish a game in ways simple animations can't. Other than that, the voice acting is spot on and the style of music fits the game and characters well. Despite my desire for more delicious, crispy audio and sound design, I give the sound in this game a solid pass. It's good. 5. The graphics. The character models look great. The environment's detail looks pretty subpar in comparison. What can I say about the graphics? Well, the character models look great. So much so that if you were to pay close attention to things like water or the environment, then damn. Normally I wouldn't be very observant, but for the sake of the review I decided to look past the effects of movie magic, or in this case, video game magic, and take a hard look at, well, everything. The constant focus on moving objects in the game really does distract you from the overall quality of the game's graphical side. The peel paint on the walls look flat, the bricks on the buildings look like just optical illusions covered by shading and lighting. The water in some areas actually look like puddles of slime, sentient and alive. My god. But the environments are like people, and at a distance they look sexy and slick, but once you get too close, then you start to see the blemishes. The pores on Joel's face look great, though. I apologize for the lack of endgame footage, but I really don't want to spoil anything for you viewers, which means you guys. Overall, the game stacks up pretty well. The game has a lot of easy-to-fix flaws if Naughty Dog just whipped out the elbow grease. And the story is pretty much done for me until something new comes out, but the core gameplay will always have me coming back. I give this game 9 out of 10 shivs.